Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome again to Two Grown Men. As usual, my name is Yemi.
Hi, my name is Olaomi, and joining us tonight is our brother and friend.
We are.
Olame, what should we talk about next? I think we have another story that we want to.
Diddy!
Diddy. Before we go to Diddy, if you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe, like this video first and foremost. Two Grown Men. We have Okwe with us joining as a special guest. He's joined us before. He's joined us again. Like, share, comment. Back to the point. Diddy. What do you want to talk about, Diddy? So Diddy, a few days ago, I only found out today actually. I only found out a couple of days ago on Diddy that his lawyers came up with some news that he's a few videos that they've been able to have access to that suggests that some of the things that were alleged in the RICO charges against him last year might not be what the public knows it to be. So they're saying that the freak off videos, which was one of the major parts of the case when it broke last year, has videos that they have seen. So the lawyers have actually released this to the general media, Associated Press, etc. And they're saying that the videos are private videos. They're also saying that from what they can see from the videos, it appears to be fully consensual. And they're also saying that Cassie's on those videos, on all the 9 videos, and also there are no signs of any force. There's no sign of secret recording, and it's all consensual. This was a few days ago, and I just thought we would just talk about this. What do you guys think?
Diddy, the story that won't go away, and suddenly
It's not going to go away. Oh.
And suddenly the pendulum seems to be swinging in Diddy's direction for a change. So there are videos that the defense have seen. So obviously, it's a logical tactic. Discredit the evidence is what you have to do. So ahead of trial, put the news out there and sort of warn Cassie and her team that look, it's going to get messy. You're in this video, and see, if you Jono, you've come out there and said all these things about me. You were coerced. You said you were trafficked and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
and now all these videos that you claim to be evidence of the things I did now don't support the narrative that you're pushing out there. It's a very interesting one. It's very scary. But you know something? The fact that some videos exist that show Cassie purportedly participating voluntarily and willingly doesn't mean that she was always on board with that lifestyle from the beginning.
Say it again.
The fact that you can see Cassie in some videos participating willingly and voluntarily, apparently, doesn't mean that she was always a willing participant at the beginning.
How do you know that?
The same way you can find a man guilty of sexual assault on his wife, or indeed so you're having intercourse with someone, you're having relations with someone, and everything is fine. She said yes until she said no and withdraws her consent, right? At that point, you no longer have her consent. So if Cassie says, when we started out, there was an imbalance in the relationship, yada yada yada. Eventually, I was forced, I was coerced, I was drugged into it, and then I decided to participate because I didn't know anything else. I don't know if I'm making sense. It weakens the case. It does weaken the case. But I don't know. This case is going to be a tough one. I mean, look, if Diddy is innocent, I saw that. How do you erase that clip, that video clip of Diddy beating Cassie? So you can talk about certain things for which there are videos, but there's also this video of you beating this person.
Very real.
So, was she a willing participant in the beating as well? Did she sign up for that too? Suppose she says, listen, I was part of some freak offs. The others, I was beaten or I was drugged. I don't know. But he already settled the Cassie case, right?
Yep, that's been
He
that
settled it
was
out of
settled.
court.
Yeah.
So why did he settle out of court? And what is he hoping to achieve now? But see, I would imagine that whatever they signed at that time, I don't really think Cassie is. I don't know how Cassie is a factor because whatever they signed at that time would have included some clauses, I imagine, that would prevent her from ever giving evidence about this matter or speaking about the matter publicly again. There will be some sort of gag order as part of that settlement. So if you're going to bring Cassie into it, is Cassie really a factor? She's still a factor. Why didn't they secure her silence when they? I don't use a different verb. I'll use the verb secure. Why didn't they secure her silence when they paid her off the first time? Or somebody stupid? Or somebody's lawyer stupid? But beyond that, you saying that I would love to see the tape. I would love to see the tapes. I would love to see the tapes, but only if they don't show any form of coercion, right? If it's showing coercion, then that tape is. You don't want to watch that tape if somebody's being raped in that tape.
I don't want
But
to
if it's truly showing her being a willing participant, that might account for the 9 out of 10 times. What about the 1 out of 10? Does anybody really believe that Diddy is 100% innocent of all those charges? What do you think, Yebi?
So for me, I think Diddy carefully curates his women. There is a trend. Late Kim Porter, God rest her soul, Jennifer Lopez, Cassie. He has a trend of picking girlfriends that engage in these kinds of behaviors. Right? Yes. Yes, it does. I mean, Kim's book allegedly, I mean, her book is on the internet, but the children came out and said, oh, their mother didn't finish the book. And so
Is it really Kim's book? Do we have any evidence?
that's why I used the word allegedly. So there's this news that she was writing a book, but the thing is, it was not published. She's not around anymore. So one doesn't know where to put that one. That maybe there may be some merit to it. There may be not a merit to it, but the guy has this, he's a freak, right? I think we can all agree to that. But I think the key thing is, did he commit crimes? Because this is a criminal thing. So it's about crime now and not about his freakish nature, no matter how deviant, no matter how crazy it may be. If we're looking at pure crime, they have to just stick to the facts of the case. You said something that is very, very important here. The video that was released last year is irrefutable. We saw it. He beat her, he kicked her, he dragged her hair, he ran with his robe, and terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. Evil, heinous act. That I can't get that stuff out of my head, right? Irrespective of what happens with the rest of the case, that particular stuff, like Laomi said, it happened. There was no hanky panky. He came out and he did a public apology. He didn't say it was AI. When the AI world, they could have said that's a digitally enhanced video of me. It took ownership. Damage was already done. Public perception is scattered. You understand at this point. But you see, because of my limited knowledge of cases like this, I know the burden of the proof is on the prosecution. So any kind of video that comes out that suggests that there was a lot of there was consension was given, right? That consent was given.
Consent, yeah.
Yeah, and they are now basing their case on consent not given, that there was some kind of forceful activity and sex trafficking was ongoing. And if the videos are showing that sex trafficking wasn't ongoing, then what's actually happening? So me, I'm a bit confused. But that was what the lawyers were saying a few days ago. And what they are saying is that everything was consensual, fully consenting adults engaging in sexual activities without any evidence of coercion, violence, or manipulation going on. They're saying that the participants in the video, including Cassie, were happy and in control, and they are directly challenging the allegations that Combs orchestrated these events to exploit individuals against their will, which is a very strong allegation that the prosecution is making. So if the defense is able to show that nothing untoward happened and everybody that was there were meant to be there, irrespective of if earlier in the relationship or earlier in other relationships there might have been some things, if they are using those videos as evidence and the video is saying something else, then one wonders what's going on. But I guess this one we'll just have to wait till May when the case kicks off to understand. But we won't see those videos. Those videos are not leaked. The defense was also arguing that the courts took its time to release the videos to them, hampering their own ability to prepare. So I think they put a lot of pressure on the courts, and the judge that now yielded that the defense can see the video. So upon seeing the videos, that's when they now came up with that statement a few days ago to say, we have now seen the videos, and in our own estimation, as defense lawyers, oh, nothing crazy. Now, this is the plot twist, guys. The prosecution has said they may add additional evidence to the RICO charges and the other charges. So if that happens, and there are more videos that now has those elements of criminality in them, then he's not out of the woods. He's definitely not out of the woods. And to Laomi's point, I don't think he's completely innocent of all the charges. My question is, which charges is he now innocent on, and which one is he guilty of? I actually don't know. But I don't see him as completely innocent of all the charges. Number one, the Cassie video where he was beating her. Then number two, his egomaniac nature. There are so many things. There's so many. It's falling out to too many people. Him going to Steve Stout's office back in the day and busting a baseball bat on his head, doing the Nazis Hate Me Now video saga, and so many other people have come out to say this guy is rage and anger and all those things, but they have to prove it. They have to prove it. So we'll see. Opa, what's your take?
I've been trying to poke.
So do you mind speaking a bit louder? Okay.
You said something? You said something?
A bit louder, please. Louder.
Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes.
Okay. I've been trying to poke the whole thing, see through it. Where are they coming from? Where are they heading to?
Yeah.
Why are they coming out with this now? Why are they telling us Cassie was not coerced?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to understand all of this put together. Evidently, is it time to face the music?
Mm-hmm.
He has done so many wrongs to so many people. Nature has called upon him to face his warrants, the way I see it. And it's time to play the song or face his music. However, for me, as regards the Cassie issue, it was good while it lasted. When it was good, we forgot it can be bad. And just like every good thing, it comes to an end someday. Now, how bad is it going to be when it goes south? Why did Cassie actually come out?
Mm.
Did anybody know why she actually came out in the first instance? Because they've stopped dating for how long before she came out?
I think it was a few years.
More than 5 years, though. You didn't come out in your rage when you stopped dating him. Why? You were with him for 12 years, if not more than 10 years, or about 10 years. You were together. So you want to tell me that in all of those 10 years, or in that whole 10 years minimum, you were coerced into doing all of the things you did? You did a lot of them because you did a lot of them because you were having fun. You are Diddy's girlfriend, for crying out loud. You collected $30 million. You may have collected more when it was good. Did you run out of the money? And you actually need more. One, you collected money. In cases related to that, you hear that child support. There's no child in this case. So are you supposedly a bad loser? I can tell you for a fact. I may not have full facts, but there are some people that Cassie may have wanted to deal with, that she used Diddy to deal with those people. Is she talking about those people? I mean, it's because it's now on your own end. You want to right your own wrong through that line. There's one that meets the eye, though. I don't support Cassie, neither am I supporting Diddy. Both of them are birds of the same feather. I can't be happy for any of them. They do the things that we don't know. They have done worse things to people. She was in support. He's in support of her. If guys step up to her, he will step in to do the things that he need to do for her. Is she talking about all of that we don't know? Now, when he's no more in your camp or you are no more in his camp, it's easy to point the fingers at this dude is bad, is that, is this, is that.
So are you saying that there's some kind of like revenge mission going on? Is that what you're saying? That possibly.
That's what I see it to be.
Okay, that's it.
When it was good, let's see it this way. When it was good with her, everybody look at. We just spoke about Michelle Obama not coming for Donald Trump's inauguration. When it was good, she won't have been there because she had actually said she doesn't like the dude. Do you get? When it was good with Cassie, did she tell us the bad things they did together? No. Why didn't we hear it then? So when it's bad now, you want to start opening up canker worms. Hey, my dear, you were also having fun back there. Don't forget that part. When you were having fun that you didn't involve us, why are we to be bothered?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's never too late to seek justice. We saw the videotape of him beating her. We saw that tape.
I saw it.
So if she found her voice 5, 10, 20 years later, it's fine. That she enjoyed it and I'll give that. But there's enjoying it, and then are you really there voluntarily if somebody's dragging you by your hair and keeping you from leaving because they pay you or they pay for your lifestyle? Are we saying that it's okay for him to abuse her just because he spent money on her.
No.
So it's a very tough one. It's a very tough set of questions. I keep using the word tough over and over again because you can't really say that a human being consents to being abused.
Was it
The argument will always
good?
The fact that it was good doesn't change the fact that it's abuse.
No, was it an abuse then? Because let me put it this way. Let me ask you this. Everybody knew Diddy's party. True or false?
The white party.
You what?
Yep. He's talking about the white party.
Everybody knew Diddy's party. True or false?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even before there was a Cassidy, the party has been holding. True or false?
Yeah. Yeah.
Usher was asked a question. Will you allow your child to go for that party? Usher was asked that question. Would you allow your child to go for that party? He said, hell no. So therefore, if Usher that was close to the house, that was also a participant in that such parties, he said he wanted to go and feed his curiosity. You know, this place is not good for you. You went in ahead. You went in all the way. You enjoyed it. Somebody now stepped on you and didn't say sorry. Instead of you to move on, you felt like you can deal with the person. When you guys were having your fun, it was good to step on you then.
I don't know.
It's 2 ways, man.
Yemi, what do you think?
On which one? Your question, or just generally, or just to conclude? Okay.
Just speak generally.
Yeah. So generally, it's.
Do you think she has a case? Do you think she's justified to bring a case now? What do you think about the fact that she seems to be allegedly participating in the videos? What do you think?
Man, you see, for this one, like I said, there had been so many people that has spoken about previous relationships that he's been in, and how it's common knowledge in that industry that if you're dating him, he is quite fluid in sexual activity, in terms of inviting male adult stars to come, and they perform with the person he's dating. He gets involved with the act, he records it, and all that kind of stuff. So many other celebrities have said things of that nature, especially recently. So they suggest that there's some kind of consent that had gone on in that relationship. Now, because consent has gone on with the video recording and the acts that they engaged on together, that doesn't mean that on certain occasions there wasn't abuse.
Yep.
So I think she's probably coming from, but that's where it now becomes murky, because we're like, okay, but you were with this guy, you were doing all these things, but now you're not saying, unless those things that were shown in the video had nothing to do with beating, had nothing to do with essay, had nothing to do with force. Now, if it was just consensual, then two things can be true at the same time. Meaning, it can be true that she's of that nature, which is why she was with him for 11 years. 11 years with somebody like Diddy as a woman, you will cut cap for yourself, because he's very 100%. He's not a 0 to 50% kind of guy. He's very, very on the ball with his businesses, with his women, with his lifestyle. And his lifestyle has not really hidden his lifestyle. He's very, very flamboyant guy. And even people like Denzel has come out publicly to say, you leave before the devil comes out, and he has never stayed at the Diddy party more than 11 p.m. many celebrities have said, there's a party and there's a second party. So what happens in that second party? The people that went to that second party, nobody's talking. Why? Because they don't want to. They don't want the feds to call them and say, "Yeah, Oga, Madam, come and tell us what you saw." So everybody's like, "Let me mind my business." So, but I was there. Even you have more people even saying they were not there. So this is a theory that I have. I think it's a bit of both. I think Okpe's Okpe makes a great point where he says there might have been some, revenge going on. Laomi's point on criminality also occurred is also valid. Now, let me try and see if I can marry both in. So when Cassie and Diddy started dating, they didn't start dating in the normal boyfriend girlfriend manner. There was a power dynamic, which is why a lot of people say don't date the help, don't date your staff, don't date your PA, because there's always going to be a power dynamic. So he signed her to his label and then he started dating her. And Cassie had number one hit then. And Cassie's career has kind of like dovetailed as their relationship grew stronger. So one might be asked the question, could this have been a deliberate attempt to make sure that she doesn't blow while she focuses on being his girlfriend? That's number one. Number two, Cassie is on record saying she had, multiple, when you want to unalive a child, you don't want a child to come to the world. You guys know the word I'm trying to say. I don't want to say it on YouTube. So think about it from a perspective. I was with you for 11 years. My career doesn't go anywhere. Pikin, no come to life. Marriage, you no give me. What's my game? What's my gain as a woman? Let's look at it from a perspective. What's my gain? So I'm trying to look at it from Okwe's perspective. That okay, on top of all that, you can't beat me sometimes. You can't drag my head sometimes. At least we saw one of the videos where he did that.
Yeah.
So how do we know that thing happened multiple times? Now, it now appears, and this is not alleged, this is true, that Diddy got her a personal trainer to train her, and she had an affair with the dude. And that dude is her husband today, and she has children with that dude. And that dude was the one that gave her facts. So I'm not making it up. Oh. That dude was the one that gave her the confidence and said, yes, she came out to him. She came out to him, as people tend to do in relationships, to say, this is what I went through. You work for him, so you know. And they agreed, and she she found the confidence to end the relationship. And the guy gave her the strength to be able to now take it to lawyers, and those lawyers were the ones that approached Diddy and said, we don't want noise. And this is where Diddy got it wrong. We don't want noise. All we want is $10 million. This is what we have put as an amount for this and that happened. And Diddy told them, blast off. I'm not giving you a dime. Is this how you want to play? This is how you want to play. You're not giving us a dime. Now, we're saying it again. My client has said X, Y, and Z. Give us money. This will go away. My client is saying NDA. There will be no book. There will be no book. She's not going to go on opera. She's just going to disappear into the sunset. She, the guy, and their new children, etc. That's enough money to set them up. Diddy again told them, go to Blazes. I'm not giving you. And he said, Then she took the story to the New York Times. And the New York Times broke the story. And to Laomi's point, and to everyone's knowledge, within 36 hours, Diddy settled an undisclosed amount, people saying it's $30 million, times 3 of the money that they requested for. Right? So that's loud. So there's something there. Okay? What I'm saying, there's something there that made him settle. Now his ego that I mentioned earlier, and the way I think some people get to a certain level that they've been successful for so long. Diddy was successful for 30 flipping years. But I looked at it that who is Cassie? Who's this small rat? Who is this Conrad? You want to take me down. You want to shake me for money. Despite his net worth being close to 800 to $900 million, that $10 million was like, is like 10,000 naira for some people. He could have settled that money. He would have made that money back within 3 months. Easy. With the kind of
3
business
months
interest.
or that night.
Yeah, but he just didn't want to pay the money. He just didn't want to pay the money. So there's something there. I think there's something there. So I think it's a mixture. But if there was criminality, then he has to face the brunt of the law. If there was criminality, that's my own take on the Cassie situation. So it's a bit. I'm just trying to marry what you said and what Laomi said. I think both of you have merits. Then generally, just to conclude on this, I think he has a big battle on his hands. Oh. These are federal charges. Oh. These are not state line charges or
Yep.
charges. This federal RICO is big boy stuff, right? And now sex trafficking, racketeering has been, alleged, and is facing an uphill battle. Now, how can his lawyers, so there are three things that his lawyers can do. How can his lawyers beat this or try to reduce the charges? I think, they've already argued, like we spoke about earlier in this video. They've argued that the freak-off videos, which is central to the prosecution's case, depicts consensual acts between adults. Now, if they can convincingly show that these videos lack evidence of force or exploitation, then they will not dismiss the prosecution's case. They will weaken it. I repeat, they will weaken it. Now, weakening something doesn't mean that it goes away. It just means it creates reasonable doubt. That's all it does. In the jury's mind, and we don't know who the jury is, because we're not going to know that stuff. It's going to be a closed case, so cameras are not going to be involved. Number two, prosecution likely will be relying on testimonies apart from video from alleged victims or insiders, right? So who are the insiders in Diddy's house that worked there? The security team, the maids, the butlers, all the people that lived in the house, or the people that actually went to the freak-offs. So people that went to the freak-offs,
Yep.
whether they were in the tape, they were not in the tape, they will reach out to those people, and they must have been reaching out to those people over the several months, right? Now, his legal team may scrutinize these witnesses' credibility. Who are these people? What are their motivations? Do they have any grudges against Combs? Because these are top lawyers collecting $5,000 a day. They're not more lawyers, right? So they're going to be saying, does this guy have a grievance against Diddy that can make him lie against this guy? Or is their business relationship or their personal relationship okay? Now, they're also going to be looking at consistency in their statements and trying to poke holes in their reliability. Okay, he said this on Monday, but on Wednesday, he said something else. Can we trust this witness? There's that. And then, if there's no concrete or evidence of force or manipulation is presented, the defense could argue that the charges do not meet the legal threshold for sex trafficking and racketeering, which is clearly spelled out in the US Constitution. So you can't make it up. You can't say, oh, because it looks like. No, it is either it or it's not it. Now, they can challenge the definition of sex trafficking. They can say, well, there's no evidence that exists to suggest that he used coercion, force, or fraud to compel participation in the alleged acts. That those things were not of a coercive means. Then racketeering charges often need evidence of an ongoing criminal enterprise. The defense could question whether the alleged acts meet the criteria for such an enterprise, which potentially could challenge the applicability of federal law. So to cut the long story short, the defense will be looking to settle or reduce the charges. By bringing some of these things to reduce the charges, they can frame the charges as an overreach. They can say, guys, this is consensual adult behavior now. You guys are trying to make it seem as if it's a crime. This is overreaching. This is government overreaching. This is a moral crusade against his lifestyle. We know he has a flamboyant milestone and he does things of this nature a lot. However, those things are not criminal in nature. We're talking about criminal activity here. We're not talking about somebody slept with 7 people in 2 days, baby oil or no baby oil. So, and I think the defense is also looking to exploit flaws in the prosecution's case. So any evidence of any improper conduct by the investigators or the feds, any witness tampering they do, any unlawful evidence collection, you cannot use illegality to prove legality. So if you go and use anything to, it's like the OJ case where because Mark Furman wanted to make sure that OJ went down, he now went to go and throw glove inside the witness place. That glove could not now fit OJ's hand. That's how OJ got away. It was not even not about the OJ do it, the OJ didn't do it. You said he did it, and this is the glove he used to do it. Meanwhile, Elora glove or Mokikiri, you went to go and use medium glove. Meanwhile, OJ is wearing extra large. So it wasn't OJ's glove. And because it wasn't OJ's glove and it was a policeman that threw it there, it blew the case out of the water. So back to my point. So the feds in an overzealous, maybe they want to, because they want to win this case so badly, they also have to follow their own properly laid down guidelines for witnessing, for things like collecting of evidence. They should not be too overzealous because the defense could pick holes from it. Now, while Cassie's case lawsuit and the 2016 assault video, it adds context, and I'll land on this. Let's be very clear. These are separate matters. The defense could argue that these incidents unfairly prejudice the jury and are irrelevant to the specific charges because it's not part of the charges that are on display. However, it could show a pattern of behavior, and they can ask that that particular video be stricken out. So I'll land on that. Allow me, take it away.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was some very technical discussion on the law, on technicalities of law of evidence and criminal trials. Well done, sir. Well done. I think we're going to find out. For sure, there's a lot going on. I agree with you on certain things, Yemi. One thing doesn't necessarily disprove the other. The fact that I participated willingly in some acts doesn't mean that I wasn't coerced into other acts. So, we're here. Now here we day. We see how it unfolds.
We're going to watch on the go.
They watch on the go. We listen, we don't judge.
Yes, sir.
But you know, speaking on domestic violence and such things, I'm going to bring us close to home now. The case of the gospel singer who sadly beheaded his girlfriend.
Is that Timileyin Ajayi? Timileyin Ajayi.
Timileyin Ajayi guy. I saw the story when it broke. And I remember just thinking, no, stop. That can't be real. And I deliberately just blocked it out mentally. But I read a few things. She asked him for money that morning. There's some things. Why do you need to kill someone's child? Over what? So anything he wants to say, they should let him say it. If he wants to cast, he wants to say that she volunteered to be killed. Let him say it. Let's get as much evidence from his mouth as possible. But what has the world come to, really? What has the world come to?
Sick.
It's sick. Okwe, what do you think? What do you think about? Are you following that case?
I intentionally did not follow the case.
Yeah,
It's too gruesome.
It's gruesome.
It's too graphic for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it. You're dating someone, the person leads you to somebody else, and the next best thing to do is to unalive the person. It's extreme.
makes no sense.
For me, I can almost say that's a good reason to probably cheat on you, because you may have been exhibiting some few funny traits. You're obsessed. If I cannot have you, nobody else will. I don't know. So because now to the point where he beheaded. I didn't want to listen to the story anymore.
People are crazy.
I listened to a bit
People are.
when he was confessing to them that he was confessing to the police that what was
What were his reasons? Sorry to cut you short. What were his reasons?
Honestly, they were not coherent. They were not. They were
Okay.
here and there and all of there. So at that point, I just said, no, I can't do this to myself to have this kind of information in me. It's too graphic. I don't know. How do you get to that point where you unalive the person? One, you now have the time to mutilate the body.
Yeah. They found Salome, may I so rest in peace, Salome Adaudu's dismembered remains in a nylon bag. He was walking in the afternoon, and he had a nylon bag in his hand, and there were flies all around the nylon bag.
Is that guy mentally
He has
okay?
mental
Make sure you're not doing
challenges.
somebody who is mentally snapped.
It's not okay.
No, it doesn't sound like unless they're saying he was using her for juju. But he's walking out with her remains.
Saying that.
He didn't say that. No, he's confessed to the case, and
he's walking out with her remains in a bag, just like casual. That guy is not.
Yeah. So he's confessed, and he said it was due to jealousy and suspicions of infidelity. He admitted to using a knife and machete to dismember her body. So
see,
jealousy,
that sounds to me like a guy with mental problems. So that sounds like paranoia. She's jealousy. Yeah. That sort of thing.
If you can't have me, nobody can.
Sean.
That sounds like paranoia to me, which tells you there's probably some sort of mental illness going on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her family, that poor girl, her poor family.
As in, man.
Because no. And you know, if it's a mental illness, his family might have known about this for a while. Because I'm leaning heavily towards mental illness. Towards serious mental illness.
Yeah.
If he's saying that he broke up with her because of jealousy and to prevent her from leaving him, that sort of thing, that tells you that's not normal behavior.
At all.
No. You know, normal, no.
Yeah, at all.
I can't put it together.
Once again, I want to appeal to everyone watching us. We're two grown men. Tonight we have our third grown man up there with us. I want to appeal to you to please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and please share it with anyone whom you think might enjoy it. We're also inviting you to come and join us. The way Okwa has done tonight and previously. If you want to join us, please drop us a message at 2grownmen@gmail.com. We're on Twitter X as 2grownmen. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram as 2grownmen. So please, we'd like to hear from you. Send us a question, send us a comment, or if you want to be part of the show, by all means, send us an email and let us know that you want to be part of the show. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Signing out. See you in the next one.
Thank you very much. And good night. God bless you.